Dear friends, welcome back to Data Analytics Talks. We have had a couple of sessions on Informatica Power Center learning series. We have seen about data warehouse, we have seen about ETL, we have seen about Informatica, we have also covered Informatica architecture and the installation of Informatica server and client. And now it is time for us to do a couple of ETL transformations. So now we have come to Informatica Power Center. This is the Power Center. In Power Center, I already mentioned we have the repository manager, we have the designer, we have the workflow manager, we have the workflow monitor. So I would like to connect to the Informatica Power Center repository. For that, we have to connect. Okay, we have to connect. Before that, let me explain what are we going. We have the ETL process, we have the extraction, transformation, and load process. So during the extraction, we will be handling heterogeneous data sources. It could be SQL, it could be Oracle, it could be file system, or it could be also events, it could be real-time data, streaming, all these comes in the source. And we will have a destination, we have an OLAP data store, like maybe it could be data lake, it could be Azure Synapse, it should be BigQuery, it should be Cloudera, Apache Hive, anything it could be like sources and destination. And our goal is to extract the data from the source and do some kind of transformation and push the data into our destination. Okay, sometime we will said we will be bringing the raw data cities to the raw layer. Then we will use some transformation, maybe using some code using Python. Then we will transform them and we will push into the destination. So there are so many tools that is really helping us to do it, orchestrate the pipeline, everything. So as I said, Informatica is one among them. And in today's session, we are going to see how we are going to extract data from Oracle data source. We will be taking employee table which has already some records, and we will be pushing that employee data into employee new table. Okay, so we have the source, we have the destination, both are into the Oracle itself. I will show you how that is available in the Oracle. So we have employee table. The employee table has multiple fields like employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, then job ID, salary, commission percentage, and manager ID and department ID. This is employee table. And employee table has good number of records, 100 and 100 plus records. Okay, so our plan is to move those data from this employee table to an employee new table, which is again part of Oracle database itself. If you look at this employee, we don't see any data, right? We don't see any data, but of course it has the similar column as the employee table. This is I created for temporary purpose to showcase an ETL which we are going to do through Informatica. So in this case, we will not be doing any kind of transformation. We will be trying to extract the data from the employee and load the same data into an employee new table. So in the next session, we will try to show you how to do some basic transformation. But in this session, we are only just going to show you how we can set up our pipeline, data pipeline. Okay. So I am going to the Informatica Power Center. So let's go to the repository service Informatica. Let me do the connect. In the connect, we will have to provide the password. So put the password. Let me try the connect. It's connected. So in the Informatica, you can see for every project, you can create folders. Okay. And within the folders, you can configure your source and your destination, your mapping, and so on. For example, if you look at the Informatica demo, and you can see this is by default the scaffolding of the required folder. We have the business components, sources, targets, cubes, dimension, transformation, maplets, mapping, and user-defined functions. I will show you how this to be created. So we have the repository manager, we have the designer. This is basically the designer, and we have the workflow manager, and we have the workflow monitor. So let me go to the designer. So it is here we are going to create some folders. So we have different options here. We have the repository, we can edit the repository, we can view the repository, we can have the folder. Let me create a new folder. So we have the Informatica session 1. Informatica session 1. Let's leave. This is our first session in Informatica. Okay. So let me click on OK. So the folder is created. So this is our first session of Informatica. Let me close this. Okay, I will close this, and I will also, I need to refresh this one. I have no option to refresh here. I close or open. So let me open the Power Center Designer. So I need to again connect. So let me again give password 567. Giving the password, it's connected. So you can see demo Informatica session 1. This is our folder. Let me connect the folder. So when I connect the folder, I can see that you have similar folders that created: business components, sources, targets, cubes, dimensions, transformation, maplets, mapping, user defined functions. Let me disconnect everything, all other folders. Either any folder is connected. Let me disconnect everything. All are disconnected. So I need to go to the designer. Open. So our source analyzer is opened. We will be creating. We will be bringing the source. We will be getting the targets. We will be creating a mappings. Okay, already mentioned like what is source, what is target, what is mapping. Okay, I will start using the source. So we have the source. Let's go to the source menu. As I mentioned, we have import from databases, import from file, import from COBOL file, import from XML definition. We have many options. Okay, we can import from Power Exchange, Salesforce, Amazon R3 Cloud Adapter, Amazon S3, then Informatica Cloud. Okay, let me go to import from databases. I can import from databases. Basically, it's ODBC data source. If your data source for Oracle is not available, what you can go, you can click on these 3 dots. You can select add. Okay, you can add. You have many options. You can add the different types of drivers. Okay, so I have already done. So I will show you how to configure this Oracle. I will click on the configure. You can see the source name. You can see description. You can see the host, port, SID. Then we have the service name. Okay, all this information you will be able to get from your database. Okay, for sure you'll be able to get everything from the database properties. Okay, so if you look at these, you can see like the host name, port, and the SID. Like it's a local host 1521 and SID is XC. Okay, you already having the username and password as well. So if you have any doubt, okay, you can go to the properties of the database, and you can find the properties, and you can just host name, localhost, port number, SID is XC. And if you want to test, you can simply go, you can give the username is HR, and of course you will have to have your password. Okay, I am using a common password, so the connection established. So far you are good. Okay, so I will close this, and I will give the connection HR, owner also HR. Then I will give the password. Okay, we can do the connect of the HR. It is connected to the HR database. We can see the tables. So I am going to connect to the employee table. That's what I shown you. We have the employee table. We have some records. We want to move that to the employee new table. So let me click on OK. So my source is added to the Informatica source pane. So we have the Oracle source. Under that, we have the employee. Then let's do the targets. Let's do targets. I will go to the target. So if you look at here, we can see the target designer. So here we have the target option. I can also do the similar way as all the options are available here. Let me do the import database. I'm again going to the HR. Again, the owner name is HR. Then we have the password. I'm going to connect. HR again showing tables. Now selecting employee new table. Okay, that's my destination. Employee new table is connected. So we have configured the source. We have configured the destination. Both we have configured targets. Okay. Now it is time for us to save this. Okay, let me click repository. Let me click save. So we have the source and the destination. Now what we will do, we have the maplet designer, we have the mapping designer. Okay, here we have the mapping. Of course, let me click mapping. I should create a mapping here. Okay, let me create a mapping. We'll start with map like employees mapping. So create a mapping. So we have the mapping. So we have to do one thing, like we have to drag our source. Let me drag my employee. So you can see that when I drag employee, I have the two sets of data sets. So this is employee Oracle source definition. Here SQ employee source definition. Okay. So we can understand that when you are dragging a source to Informatica, okay, Informatica has a copy of your source with Informatica custom data types. Look at here, I will expand little more. So we have the employee ID, it is a number here, it is decimal here. And then first name, last name, we have an varchar, now it is n string, right? So this is the by default nature of Informatica. Whenever we are adding a source, it will have a Informatica version of the source with the Informatica data types and the length of it. Okay, so that's we have added the source part. Now we have to add the employee target table. So this is a target table. So there is no direct relationship between employee and employee new table. It is the target definition, the source definition. Now we will have to have a transformation definition, right? Actually, it has to go through a transformation to reach our destination. So for that, let's go and see there is a expression transformation. So this is an expression transformation. Sorry, this is not expression, this is an aggregate one, right? I will just delete. So we have an expression transformation. Where is an expression transformation? This is a file. This is an expression transformation. I will bring an expression transformation between the source and the destination. So here, most probably, we can just drag and drop all these source fields, and you see that. So this is taking the source qualifier. Then I need to see if I can drag everything into this. I think it's not working. It's wrong. I will delete this. Then I will give one by one. Let me make it bigger. So we have the employee ID. I have the employee ID. I selected everything and I copied because I tried everything. So now employee to employee, first name to first name, last name to last name. So this mapping is becoming proper now, right? Now this is proper now. Okay, and the source and destination is connected. So if I look at the right click, I can see the iconic view. So this looks much more clear. We have the employee Oracle, we employee new Oracle, and we have the expression transformation. This is the custom Informatica mapping data with the data type. So I can just arrange all well arranged, no well arranged. Good. So we have completed our mapping also. Now we have the mapping. Now let's see what is next. So we have the mapping that's working good. So now we need to create a workflow for that. So let's go to the workflow manager. Okay. I would like to close this again. Let me go to the save. Let me save this. So we have the mapping is valid. It is inserted. Good, right? So we have mapping here. So we have source, we have destiny, target, we have the mapping. Now let's go to the workflow. The workflow manager. You can see that there is Informatica session. We need to create a workflow designer. So in that workflow designer, we will be creating a task. Okay. The task developer, we will create a task. It's a session. So we will have a employees, create a task. Okay. Now we have a mapping already available with our mapping. So that is by default selected. So if you have multiple mappings and all the mappings will be available here, please select a mapping to associate with your session. So session is always associated with a mapping. Okay, let me just map this. I can just close this window. I just save this. This is good. So now we have created a session. Okay. Now what we'll go? We go to the workflow designer. Okay. So we need to create a new task. Okay. We need to create a new task. Okay. Let's go and create a workflow. Create a workflow. Okay. This is again a W employees. Okay. So let me just click OK. So we have a start button. So we need to we don't have anything to run for the start, right? So we will have to add this employee session to the start. Then we have to link start with our session. So linking with the link task. And let me just link this to this. So now we have created a workflow task, then a session. So all looks good. This employee workflow is valid. So we also need to know how the workflows are running. So we need to go to the workflow monitor. Okay. So I will just close this one. I will just open the monitor. Is now okay. So we will see how many records are moved from here. Okay, let me just my next task is to start the workflow. Okay, before that I will make a save. Okay, no changes. Good. So let me click OK. Let me start the workflow. So you can see, we'll go to the monitor. Okay, this is running. This is succeeded, right? So now our job is succeeded. My first Informatica job is succeeded. Let's click on the session. What happens here? Okay, so let me see the job. Let me see the job. Okay. I will just show you. So we have the status as succeeded. And we have, this is our job. There were 107 records and there is no failed records. The target success is 107. So this is a simple transformation we have done using Informatica. Okay, this is our first transformation as well. Okay, so now let me go back to my SQL and let me go to the employee. So I am seeing this. I am able to see the 107 records for the part of the employee new table. So this will this end of my sessions. That means we have moved the source Oracle employee table data using Informatica as a ETL tool to the destination employee new table. Hope you understood this simple exercise. Remember that in order to understand Informatica, a few things like we should have a source table, we should have a destination table, we should have a mappings, and we should have a workflow, we should have a task, session, and so on. So these are basic. So we will next session we will see some transformation. So the other things remain same, but what is changing is the transformation. Maybe we will do the first name and last name combined and have name column in the next video. Look for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you.